Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Kodash, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are teaching 100% truth of the Holy Scriptures. Shalom to the elect, and shalom to the brothers that are pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, truth and sincerity. And this lesson is going to be entitled, You Either a Bigot or You Wicked. And the inspiration comes from this dude. You got this dude by the name of Blackboy Max. The dude, shorter dude, light skin, and he does all type of homosexual things. He be getting wigs, and the dude got diva tatted on his ribs. And then you got this Jamaican or Caribbean Jake, right, scolding him, right? And we're just gonna go through this video real fast, alright? And I ain't making no money off this. This is fair use. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna play just a little portion of it.
On some flash. When you wanna be a diva? Some flash. You're a demon. You need holy oil, right? You need to sit down in the holy oil. You need to go get a church bath and cleanse your body, right? I think you are confused. I think you need some guidance. I think your parents feel a little way about that. I think you're clip farming and you're getting your clips. You pushing the persona. You smart. You loyal. I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You've been at this. But you are not a diva. Divas bend over. I don't think you bend over. You're not the little boys in clover. You're not Tota. You're not a diva. You are a grown man. Blackboy Max. Not Blackboy Batty. Not Blackboy R. Are you gonna go get a church?
Plastic dick type of gay.
You're a diva. Why you wanna be a diva?
On some flash.
Why you wanna be a diva?
Some flash.
You're a demon. You need holy oil, right?
You're a demon. You see, that's basically it, right? And the dude, I guess, this guy, OJ, is the dark-skinned dude, and then right here he starts crying. Oh, gay. I'm trying to hear that. She a faggot, bro. He be putting on wigs and shit, and we're gonna get some definitions, but I got the title from this here song. It says this is Lupe Fiasco, Lil Death. This is a pretty good album, but it says Sam marrying Sam, band pushed upon the finger of Sam Harriet's hand. And then, because it's talking about homosexuals, whether they're women or men. Probably a dude, because on the kind of Sam's hairiest hand. For the most part, men are got more hair than women. But it says, if that sickens you, you a bigot. If it doesn't, well, you're wicked. Alright, and again, we're going to get some definitions. That word for bigot is a narrow-minded person who is intolerant, holds strong and unfair prejudice, and dislikes or hates people from different groups, races, religions, or backgrounds. And being a bigot ain't nothing wrong, especially in 2026. Right, this shit is evil out here. And being a bigot just means that you're not going to waver, from you have a strong mindset in what you believe in, especially us. So we'd rather be a bigot than let's get wicked. And we're gonna get diva too, because diva is for females. Wicked means morally bad or evil, mischievous in a playful way, or extreme and unpleasant. Right? It can also be used in it's just morally bad and evil. Extreme and unpleasant. That's what the word wicked means. So you could say extremes to both sides. And we're gonna get diva. A diva is a celebrated female singer, or glamorous and successful female. No. And this is the word comes from Italian and Latin, which it literally means goddess. Because you, in a negative way, joking. Oh, you have to look it up here. You see, it's especially females. You don't hear a man call themselves diva, except that faggot. Diva. There was somewhere where it says like your emotions aren't in check or something like that. I looked it up some time ago. Maybe this one. In Cambridge. Very successful, famous female. Person who is difficult to please and behaves as if they are very special and important. I'm going to that, I guess. But it's basically, it's meant for females. Alright? So, like the dude said, hey man, no fucking baddie boyisms. Because if you with it, then you wicked. And if you're not, then like Lupe said, man, you a bigot. So I'm just get these scriptures, man. And Satan was going hard, man. I swear. Try to go live with it, but I guess I just, Lord wanted it done like this. This is Deuteronomy, because we have to bring out what the scriptures say. Deuteronomy, nope, this ain't it. 23 and 19. No sodomites. Sodomites. Whores. No whores is in that one. What the fuck? It's in Deuteronomy though. No whores. Deuteronomy. How do you spell Deuteronomy? No sodomites. Oh, 23 and 17. I wrote it wrong. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. All right, so sodomite going into, being a homosexual. And if Yahweh Shem Yahushai says not to put on women's clothing, all right, now how much more are you acting like a woman? But you see, they use our people to push that agenda because they know that we're very influential. You see that? So they use, young streamers like himself. I seen he had a wig on, right? He be dancing all effeminate. And this is they're trying to get at the young minds of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. There is a agenda to make you homosexuals so that way you're in sin against your power. All right. So now, and again, this dude, I mean, man, the other guy, he be dressed feminine too. All right, he's right along them streamers and shit. But the guy was telling him, man, you don't need to sell your soul, this and that and the third, and you know what I'm saying? He was telling them, but then again, he's over here being dressing effeminate. This is the book of Matthew, St. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Okay? And that's the thing with our people, is that the dude got canceled for saying some real shit. But then in the next breath, our people, they'll get an award or some good will happen in their lives, and they'll be, I just want to thank God, this and that. Well, you have a lot of people that was canceling the maybe it's Benjamin or the dark-skinned Jake, tall dark-skinned Jake. That we don't fuck with you and this and that, and because he had basically said, quit being a fag to light skin. So with their mouth, oh God, this and that and that, you know. But then when it comes to actually being about the Lord's business, they're not. In the ways of their minds, in the ways of their actions. Verse 9, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandment. Sorry, I'm gonna start again. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Right? So that being PC, alright? Being PC, okay, nah, well, I mean, as long as he keeps that gay shit over there, absolutely not, man. You're not allowed to co-sign either. Oh, well, no, you know, that's just him, that's his hustle. Hey, man, fuck that, man. You know, how much more us, men of the Lord, that we come way harsher. I don't know how many times I said the F-bomb. I said it a couple times, maybe once. But how much more us? Because that's a label. That's something that they labels us is bigots. Oh, you're a bigot. This and that. Better to be a bigot than to be wicked. Okay. And this is the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and 6. Because again, that man that you've seen, he's dressing effeminate. We are men of the Lord, rough, raw, and rugged. We're going to tell it to you how it is. This is Galatians chapter 4 and verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And that's the thing. All it is the truth, but the truth hurts. Because we have been indoctrinated in this Western way of living to the point to where we say, nah, man, just let him do him. You see, but that's a form of no love. That's a form of hate. All right. So then we go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. And that is a commandment that we're supposed to do, is show our people where they go off. And if they want to understand how to fix it, then we tell them. But for the most part, they're going to buck up against what the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai said. Just like Yahushai said, you know, they don't listen to me, and they for sure ain't going to listen to you. If they don't listen to me, then what makes you think they're going to listen to you? But still, the warning has to go out. And again, the topic of this one is being a bundle of sticks ready to get burned. Because that's a big no-no, man. Because where do they learn that shit from? Learned that shit from fucking Esau, man. Esau has perfected homosexuality. He's just a freak. He rapes babies, has sex with donkeys and goddamn lambs, and he practices bestiality. You know what I'm saying? All types of orgies, and he's just a sicko, man. Isaiah 59 and verse 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So that's the thing. We depart away from evil, and that makes us a prey. Because we live in a wicked world. You see that? So, of course, we're that glitch in that matrix. Like, what the fuck? How come he ain't doing this? What we doing? He's a square and this and that. You see, but through the power and spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we'll keep on, holding the line. Okay. So I just got a couple more. This is the book of James. chapter 4 and verse 4. It says, Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. And that's what happens when you co-sign being a Mo. Is that now you have aligned yourself with the ways of the world. And you don't want to be an enemy of the Most High, because he'll take away what you like the most, whether it's your family, your car, your job. The Lord will even, dismember you on account of you hold yourself as an idol. Because anything that comes between the Lord and serving him, he's going to take that out of there. But you see, the world, they going to choose the ways of the world, because that brings them happiness, that brings them joy. They love wickedness. You can't get enough of it. So now you're an enemy to the Lord. I'm going to end off with this here, 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6. Because, man, that's going to be a beautiful thing. Ain't going to be no more, homosexuals, of at least in the nation of Israel. See, because the other nations, they're not going to have the law statutes written in their inward parts. See, but we going to put that shit down quick. Ain't going to be no goddamn happy Pride Month in the kingdom of heaven. Absolutely not. We going to eliminate that shit through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. So that's the reason why that story is still being told. The Lord did away with that with fire. So that's what happens when you live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Right? And what made Lot just? At the time, he was the elect, him and his house of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because remember, Abraham was talking about, well, if there's 100 or if there's 50, 20, he wrote it all the way down, man, to I think 5 or 10, I forgot. But he was pleading for his nephew Lot. If there's 50 righteous people, will you still destroy that place? And I'm telling you, he brought it down to like 5 or something. I don't remember. But what made Lot just? G1342, Dick Aos. Righteous, observing divine laws. That's the thing. Alright? He was following law, statutes, commandments to the best of his ability. He wasn't engulfed. He wasn't co-signed. Hey, let me chill with the gay homies over here. Hell no. He says, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Alright? Their ways of life was he was pissed off with that shit. Just imagine out in the open and, just sickos everywhere. And you remember when the angels came and said that it wasn't just the old, it was also the young. So you had some young nasty sickos. Verse 8, for the righteous man dwelling among them is in seeing and hearing vexes his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. I'll read that 7, starting from 7 in the NIV. And if he rescued Lot, a righteous man who was distressed by the depraved conduct of the lawless, for the righteous man living among them day after day was tormented in his righteous soul by the lawless deeds he saw and heard. Man, that's like here, man. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Beautiful. Verse 9 in the NIV, if this is so, then Yahweh Shem Yahushai knows how to rescue the godly from trials and to hold the unrighteous for punishment on the day of judgment. So right. So it's better to be a bigot, wicked. Like, that's just the name that they use in order to down talk, a righteous man. Trying to be righteous, a hopeful elect. And even you got them Christians too. But a lot of the time the Christians they'll accept homosexuality. Hell no. Keep that shit to yourself. You repent from that, call on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's kind of something you ain't trying to disclose. Keep that shit to yourself, man. So, Lord willing, it was edifying. Gonna close out by giving all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachakodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders. Shalom.